Well, good evening and welcome to Ask Dr. Jenny. I wanted to say thank you. Hello, Dr. Jenny. Welcome. So, thank you everybody for joining this evening. We've got a great show for you. This is the second official Ask Dr. Jenny show. This is Health and Wellness Wednesday, by the way. And we are going to be taking your questions. So, if you have relationship related questions, then we want you to go ahead and put those into the comments for us. And we will address your questions. And we're going to just talk about relationships. We're going to also talk about some other things too as well. But we're talking about the effects on the relationship, particularly right now with respect to the COVID-19 quarantine. A lot of people are under stress, and it's a new way of living, and it's a new adjustment that we're having to make. And so this is putting some pressure on relationships. We're going to talk about relationships with, your family, with your friends, with your lover, with, your favorite person or your friends as well. And so we are live streaming to multiple channels, and we welcome you, and we want you to share this video out. Tell your friends about it, share it into your groups, because we want to answer your questions. All right, so I want to say that this series will be broadcasting every Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please do join us every Wednesday for this. And Dr. Jenny will be taking your questions as well. And I want to talk about the most successful relationships. Now, I talked about this morning in my Sunrise DayBreakers broadcast about healthy relationships begin with love. That's how I feel about it. And I was talking about it starts with really loving yourself. And when you love yourself, then you're really able to love someone else. And, I know for myself, it took a long time for me to get to the point where I actually did like myself. And then I learned to love myself. And so much.
It takes everybody some time, I think.
It does. There's a lot of tapes that have been played into our minds and coming from our subconscious that make it very difficult sometimes for us to believe that we actually have seeds of greatness, and we just need to nurture those, and that we really are, I think, love. That's the true definition of us. And so, when I forgave myself of the things that I'd done wrong in the past, that freed me from those burdens. And then I was really able to start loving myself and just move forward. So I want to say welcome to you, Dr. Jenny. How are you doing today?
I'm great. It's Wednesday. Happy Hump Day.
Yes. And it is Health and Wellness Wednesday in LWN Foundation land.
Yes. I said happy hump day, and I didn't mean any, it's
nothing
about humping.
Right. Relationships and humping. Well, middle of the week, and we're halfway there. We're already getting started on the sex thing, remember? I've been pretty modest about it, as you know. That's kind of.
I know. I'm just like, come on, Steven. Let's do it. Let's talk about sex already. That's
we will.
About.
Let's talk about sex. Let's do
Remember that song? Talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about Andy.
Well, that's how we got here now, isn't it? And I'll tell you what. Let's just go. Go ahead.
Are we getting?
I was just going to go right into it. Then, if you want to, then that's fine. I had a question right here. Is what is this all about? This having a good sex life thing? Let's just go right to it. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. What is it?
How do you have a good sex life, Dr. Jenny?
How do you have a good sex life?
Yeah. I mean, how does this work? I mean, I'm thinking. Well, let me start with this question. What's the difference between?
Just like, how do you get a car that drives well? By taking care of it. So in order for us to have a healthy sexual lifestyle, we need to focus on ourselves, meaning boosting our immune system, taking care of our car overall, getting the maintenance, rotate those tires, look at those spark plugs, change the oil, make sure you go into the mechanics, however many thousands of miles they require you to go.
Exactly.
Because that's it. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, women are not reaching, climax. They're not orgasming. Men aren't climaxing. the statistics for erectile dysfunction right now are through the roof.
What do you think that is? Do you think that it has anything to do with medications, or is it just environment that's
Yeah,
creates this?
it's all of the above. We have medications that causes sexual, dysfunctions.
Mm-hmm.
These medications block different areas, different receptor sites, so it kills. Like birth control. How many women in the United States are taking birth control? Birth control completely kills your testosterone, gives you no libido, on top of making you fat. And they're synthetic hormones too, so they're carcinogenic, and it is destroying the endocrine system. It's destroying our nervous system. But the endocrine system, you start messing with that, that's what regulates all of the endocrine hormones, your progesterone, your testosterone, your estrogen, your adrenals, your metabolism, your muscle, your skin, your collagen. That's what it interprets as.
Mm-hmm.
In the end, like, how fast and how rapidly do you want to age?
Right? Oh, we want the fountain of youth, don't we?
That's exactly right. So addressing the endocrine system,
Yes.
sex is part of being youthful and young.
Yes.
Makes the world go round.
Well,
everyone should be having it.
So what's the difference? Is there a difference between sex and making love? Or is it all the same thing?
I think there's a difference.
Yeah, I think there is a difference too.
I think one is more raunchy, animalistic, right? Go for it. Right. And then there's making love, where all of a sudden you're in the spirit, but not in the spirit of lust, the spirit of indulgence. Yes. Make sense? So there's a different, and there could be, a healthy medium of that. You got to have, you go back and forth. And it's whatever people are comfortable with.
Woo! I always like to refer to it, well, I think it's sacred, number one. Let's just start with that. I think that having sex is sacred. Certainly that's the way that we've all gotten here, because, our
beauty. Yep.
Our parents had sex. That's pretty clear. That's how we got here. But it's also, it can be passionate. It can really be, a connection. I think it is a connection. I guess I'll share a little story, and then I'd like you to tell me what you think about this. And viewers, feel free to tell us what you think about this story I'm just about to tell you. And if you have questions about relationships, please do put the questions in the comments, and we'll be addressing those as
sex.
Yeah. Oh, ask questions about sex. Okay. Anything you have about sex. How can you get more? Okay. That some people might definitely want to know that. Okay. All right. Am I getting red yet? Yes. The light's already made me red, and so does the sun. All right, so now you threw me off. No, I wanted to tell a story. So I heard this story in church one time, and the pastor was talking about how it's interesting. He felt that the young people, particularly, felt so lost, and he felt that they felt lost because they were having sex with multiple partners, and that when you have sex, that you're actually sharing part of your soul with that other person. And that, so all of a sudden, you've had sex with a lot of different partners, and it would be no wonder that you feel lost, because your soul is scattered all over the place. And so
there's research too out there that shows that you're literally, when you're emotionally involved with someone, and that's really when you're making that connection. Women are emotional, right? It's all about the spirit.
Men can be emotional too.
Yeah, but it's a different type of emotion. I think the way men feel emotion is different than the way women feel emotion, right? Because we have the estrogen, and the estrogen makes us a little bit more,
Really?
And we have the testosterone, which eventually converts into estrogen, but it makes them more,
Yes, more. Yeah, I think I see what more manly, like what you're saying.
More manly, exactly.
Yeah,
but balance those hormones.
So do we think that actually by having sex that you would in fact be sharing part of your soul with another person? It seemed. The concept sounded logical.
Yep.
To me. You did.
No, you're sharing your soul. I mean, you're
I
talking
believe that.
about the most erotic eros, the Greek, right? It's so, I mean, you're getting lost in somebody.
I believe that. I got some other stories. I just don't know that I can
I'm
tell them.
sharing the best, the most sacred
Yes,
part of me, the most vulnerable part of me. I mean, it's a gift.
it is a gift. It is a gift, and I would say this is that.
I do know things, and
Well, I had sex because I do have 3 kids.
yeah, I have 4, so I have proof that I've done it at least 4 times.
You've done it 4 times. I've done it at least 3 times. You know, it's all good. So I'm not going to get into some of this other stuff like should you save yourself or nothing. Or maybe we should. Maybe let's ask the viewers. What do the viewers think?
What do they think?
Should you save yourself for marriage?
Well,
I mean, that's a way.
Say? I mean, because Psychology Today, and there's been, American Academy of Sexual Health. I mean,
Well, you're going to educate us here.
Right?
I just know. I'm sorry.
Psychologically for women, people in general can't 3-dimensionally think till they're 18, the way the brain develops. So, I mean, that's right. So if you can't have 3-dimensional thought, I mean, teenagers that are having sex so young, they haven't even processed what it truly is. They're going by just a feeling as opposed to the spiritual and the emotional depthness of it, right? It's different dimensional. Sex is so cosmic.
It is cosmic. It's a definite.
And have good sex too, because I did a sexual conference, Stephen. Oh my gosh. Okay. Over 200 women, from ages 18 to 89. It was so amazing. But giving women statistics and saying that 76% of women are faking having orgasms. Remember when Harry met Sally?
I believe that's true.
Yeah. I'm saying women wake up. Men shouldn't have all the fun. This is all hormonal. We have to balance you out. And women, I mean, we're the matriarch, really.
Well, yes, you're the queen.
I mean, look at nature, right? It's the female lions that go out and hunt. Yes. Papi Chulo stays at home with his big old mane taking care of the cubs. While this alpha cat is out there bringing home the bacon.
And now that
nature, even the birds, cardinals, you have the really bright cardinal and the brownish cardinal, which is the female, and the bright one's the male. The female goes out and checks to make sure everything's okay. So she's like, "Okay, my king, you can come this way. Vámonos."
I have noticed that with the cardinals out in the backyard. It's like
every animal, seahorse, every animal, the female is in charge.
Wow. If you want to have,
take charge in the bedroom, in your relationship, in your marriage.
I was going to say, if you want to have a happy marriage, you definitely let the wife be in charge. That makes sense. Yes.
And I don't think guys mind, because they know they're stronger than us. And they can still be like, oh, she thinks she's going to get me. She thinks she's got me. And the woman's like, yeah, I got him. Who's on top now?
Right. You are serious there, I tell you. All right, folks. I do want to ask you if you've got questions about sex-related questions. Ask us. We got straight to sex here, folks.
Yeah, what happened? Why
I was trying to beat around the bush, and we were talking about effects on relationships during COVID-19, but it's all good. We just want to educate you about relationships, and certainly relationships have to do with sex. And so there are questions in here, and I'm just going to run through a couple. I'm just going to acknowledge the viewers because we really appreciate you taking time. We have someone all the way from Tanzania. That's a long ways away. We have Rachel Johnson. Thank you for joining. She's up in Virginia. Aaron Garcia, Aaron and Veronica Garcia, love them. They're such awesome people. Love their show, Awaken Your Spirit. That was a really good discussion earlier, as a matter of fact. And I realized how, wow, the questions I asked, they had some relation. And Christina Scullin, thank you so very much for joining us as well. We've got other Facebook users. And we'll take Christina's question first, and that is mental is part of it as well as
Yeah.
abuse.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, obviously we don't condone abuse. That's not right. But
For sexual health, yeah. It's
yes,
what she's referring to is one of the many reasons why women don't have sex, or they can't emotionally make a connection, or they have attachment issues. Men and women both do psychology. It's because of abuse, whether they've been, raped or molested or, talked down to. I mean, that's all psychological, and that affects your endocrine system, right? Different neurons are firing when that's happening.
That's a good point, because I'm going to go to epigenetics, because I'm learning about epigenetics, and so that's about what we're experiencing and how that affects our genes and the chemical makeup ultimately then of our bodies. And so our environment, this is how our environment is going to play a part in that, and maybe that comes back maybe full circle to what I said about learning to love ourselves. And even if bad things happen to us in the past, we have to let go of that stuff and just, it isn't nice, it isn't pleasant. If difficult things happen to us, particularly sexual abuse or mental abuse, whatever it might be.
And that's when so one of the power fruits, one of the power herbs, whole foods. I mean, cannabis for women that have PTSD, men that have PTSD, and they're having problems with clearing up that inflammation.
Clearing, yes.
Because that's what it is. You got all this inflammation, neurological blockages that's inhibiting you from growing and going beyond. And a lot of, relationships. I mean, if you are toxic, you're going to be sharing that energy with that person.
Yes.
Be careful who you share energy with.
I know I was in a relationship like that was pretty toxic. I mean, it seemed pretty good on the outside, but the fact is that the girlfriend that I was with had been, abused as a child, and so I think deep down she really had a hatred for men, to be honest, because I think she was pretty mad at her father, so she'd take it out on the boyfriends, and so now when you're in a relationship like that, that's going to be something that we want to take note of and say, at some point we might just want to step back from a situation like that. I had to learn the hard way. But it does happen. So I'll just continue here with Peggy Bro is saying hello. Hello, Peggy Bro. Thank you for joining us. Nate has a question about sex. How can he get more? Nate wants more sex. Okay, girls. Nate, send them a message.
It all depends. Are you single? Are you married? Because that really makes a difference. If you're single, the answer is easy. You got to go find a girlfriend, right?
Exactly.
So
if you're married, don't go looking for the girlfriend.
So single, in a relationship that's just starting, or married. So once we have those answers, that answer.
Yes. Go ahead and put some answers. Are you single or are you married there, Nate? Tell us.
People that, couples are like, come to Age Vital. We make the oxytocin nasal spray, and the female, the guy, you sniff it. It's a nasal spray. Oxytocin is that love pheromone. Oof.
Okay.
To women, it's like having 5 glasses of wine, which men like it, because that's a lot of the issue too, is women cannot relax.
Okay.
Why aren't you relaxed? This is supposed to light on, light off. They're all of a sudden they're starting to think, and they got the anxiety. I'm naked, I'm this, my boobs, my that, my waist, my butt, my I'm just, girls, men like your flower. You have one. You don't need to worry.
Exactly. So Mama Lorraine is here, and she is live, and maybe she was saying love lives with Dr. Jenny, of course.
Oh yes, I'm here.
Tom
my
Contel?
international association of top professionals group.
Tom.
So I got top naturopathic physician of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Tom, how are you? Tom is a personal badass trainer.
Excellent. Okay, so he's working with you on this contest you're working on,
The
right?
epitome of health. It's like he's so chiseled. Muscles, you know.
You're pretty chiseled yourself, I noticed this.
What do you recommend to an adult couple that currently living a long distance from each other? Oh, so here we go. How to spice it up. They're living long distance. That's a fun situation.
Currently
But
living long distance, yes.
you have apps for that. You can stream one another, right? And or you can have, there was remember Dr. Ruth? She would always talk about foreplay, right? Your imagination can go. So having that and just becomes more spiritual, but the end result is the same feeling of orgasm, right? But now you're doing it in a spiritual while talking. Think about that.
Well,
I'm getting a little hot just thinking about it.
Well, words have power. They have a frequency. They have energy.
Call one
So
another.
absolutely,
Make it a daily thing. Be like, okay, we're having phone sex here, 6 o'clock every evening. Got it? You date, and then that little dating leads to foreplay, imagination.
There you are. There's an answer.
Mm-hmm.
Danielle, we appreciate you.
Thank you, Danielle. Hi.
So Tom's single.
Tom is single. Ooh,
I'm single, everybody. So
find somebody.
send him a message. He's looking for some love.
Yeah, go on those. I know lots of couples from eHarmony.com.
Yes.
Yeah, that
I tried it a couple times.
I mean, they have an algorithm on how to match people based on personality and this, that, and the other. Hi, Peggy. Thank you. Look at her pretty little girl. It's a little girl, a little boy.
Yes.
It's like a little girl.
Little girl.
Mm-hmm.
And Danielle's with us and Tom's with us now. If you have sex-related questions or relationship-related questions, please do ask. Go ahead, put them in the comments. And if you feel like you just can't do it, send us a direct message. Then
you don't have to live with erectile dysfunction. And women, stop faking your orgasms. Okay, enjoy yourselves. You deserve to be swinging off the chandeliers and having just as much fun as your fella. And trust me, they're going to get off when you're having the best time of your life. So I'm going to help you answer those questions because there's a lot of things that are inhibiting women from climaxing. So balance out your hormones, ladies. Get your hormone endocrine testing kit. Look at your progesterone. Look at your testosterone. Testosterone is a big player in women's, ED. Women have an ED too. They have vaginal dryness, it hurts, or they have odor, or there's different things. It's like, and if you balance out your hormones, you balance out the bacteria in your gut, there is nothing. Gets rid of all the vaginal dryness, you climax, you're able to have an orgasm and have a good time, a genuine good time. And in anti-aging and functional medicine, if you're not having sex at least 4 times a week, it's unhealthy. Sex helps to release these wonderful endorphins, right? So
I also understand it burns a lot of calories too, is what I heard. Mm-hmm. Yes.
An hour of sex burns 1,500 calories.
Mm-hmm.
Woo, that's half a pound.
There we go. Okay, I've got a question here for Peggy now. She says, what do you do if the guy you were seeing is married and he's saying that he's leaving his wife? So it's the I love you, honey thing, but I'm married. I'm going to dump her because I like you.
I don't understand the question.
What do you do if the guy you're seeing
is married and his wife is married?
And he's saying that he's leaving his wife?
Oh, yeah, no, don't do that. Wait till they absolutely get a divorce, right? Even if I'm so old-fashioned though, you know. I'm like my grandma was. So no sex until marriage, dear. It only plays emotional game with you when you're permanently attached to that person. Plus, you can get pregnant, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I would say wait, because what if he's not? He could just be a player out there, you know, trying to have an affair and, you know, wanting his cake and eating it too. Is that the American saying?
Yes, I think that that's what the saying is. I would say
And
that that's
that privilege, you know,
that's
that's like we were talking in the beginning. This is sacred.
exactly. And I'm just going to go
It's
back to that because
gotta be a genuine.
although it is up to the individual to take the advice and use it, because I mean,
Mhm.
well, maybe shouldn't do that because she might hate me for the rest of my life if I tell something on my daughter, but it
Mhm.
doesn't really matter, I guess. I'm going to tell you anyways. So, yeah, I had the birds and the bees talks because I said that exact same thing. I said, "You're sacred." I said, "Make that guy earn it. Don't just give it up,
Yeah,
right? You
let's
know, come on,
do that.
make him earn it. Make sure he can take care of you. He's a good guy. That I don't want to hurt him if he hurt you. Thing, that kind of stuff."
Right.
Daddy looking over, but did she listen? No. Am I mad about it? No, because
You learn from it.
well, I love my granddaughter, so
Mhm.
it's all good, so
Yeah.
good things come from it. It's all right. Um, but I mean, my position is that I think that it's supposed to be within a marriage, and I think that that's the way it's supposed to be.
Right. When you're making
Um,
commitments.
yeah,
Well,
exactly. Or you're committed. I mean, these days you don't always have to get married.
yep.
I
I'd rather
suppose you
not.
don't have. The law looks at it like after
Mhm.
what, 7 years you're married anyway. So, um, okay. So we've been talking about sex. We want you to share this broadcast out, by the way. And if you've got questions for Dr. Jenny, particularly, I'm going to try and stay away from them. And ask her. Put it in the comments. Send us a direct message or whatever. But remember, share this video out. This is Health and Wellness Wednesday.
I'm surprised no
Th-
one asked me if,
uh,
hey, I'm taking Viagra. Is that good? I'm taking Cialis, you know? So
Exactly. Whatever you want to ask. So Christina says, "Go. You can read this question. I'm going to take a look here, and while you're reading and talking, I'm going to take a look at what else we have here."
not many people have that. Yep. That's what she says. There's many layers to having a good, yeah. And with, you know, if there's an epidemic or a pandemic going around, it's psychosis. You know, everything is designed to destroy our neurological functions, our foods, the water, and the medications. I mean, we live in such a toxic environment, and I mean, everybody that's got, you know, erectile dysfunction, and they have oxidative stress. That's what it is. You know, you're not Viagra deficient, and there's so many men that take Viagra, and they just check out their hormones, look at their testosterone, look at their growth hormone, and then balance that out and address the oxidative stress, the endothelial damage, then they naturally have their libido back. That's what it's called medically, libido.
Hmm. Well, Tom might have something here. Of course, he's a trainer. He should know about these things as well. And
And is able to balance this out for people in a natural way. Thank you, Tom. Yes, I balance out all the hormones. You see, you know, and your weight loss efforts depend on that. Personal trainers rely on somebody like me. I have several that I deal with in big fitness centers. They send me the referrals because they want them to continue to go to the gym and get results. And there are people, I have had personal patients where, I mean, they worked out for an entire year and gained 15 pounds and they dieted. So what was that about?
I don't know, what is that about?
How can you work out an hour a day and eat super healthy?
How does
And
that happen?
because their body was not maintenanced, their mechanics was not maintenanced.
Okay, so they didn't have
With no oil. What's going to
what?
happen if you have a car with no oil?
Right. So what should we be taking then?
Engine, right? So you have to fix the biochemical part first before you go and hit the gym. Because
And
now
tell us.
the body is maintenance and it's going to get the results.
Exactly. And so where does a person start with that?
Yep, testing their hormones, testing their nutritional, doing analysis. I sell kits out of my facility, like actual biochemical testing kits that look at your entire hormonal pathways, the endocrine system, and look at your nutrition. You know, how much amino acids do you need? Do you have CoQ10, vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamin A? If you go to a normal doctor's office, they don't offer things like that. That's what functional medicine is all about. It's focusing on the body, not just a Band-Aid for a boo-boo. That someone, here you go, here's a little Band-Aid. I didn't heal it. I just covered it up. There we go. You're gonna be good. So.
All right. So Christina has another question, and this is a good one. Okay, for all you highly sexed or not highly sexed people, what's your thoughts when the couple is one of them's highly sexed and the other's not? What do you do then, Dr. Jenny?
I've had that situation before. I've had women that I balanced out that came back and dragged their men. They're in their tennis gear and they're walking into my store and they're like, here, hubby, you know, here, John Doe. This is Dr. Jenny. I'm going to go and play tennis. I'll be back and she's going to balance you out. He needs to keep up with me because he doesn't want to have sex 3 times a day. And I've had that happen. You go, I mean, I joke about it with my staff all the time. Remember that lady? It's crazy. So women, if your men don't have the libido, let's help them have the libido. Let's balance out the testosterone.
So, yes, and you've got
and it's super.
You've got lots of stuff for that too, to be able to help people.
$50 to test testosterone. $50. So cheap. And to test other hormones, but with guys, testosterone is. I mean, it gives the man, you know, gets rid of their depression. Number one.
Right.
Testosterone just gives the guys their mojo back. They're like, yeah, I'm young, I'm fit, I'm this, that, right? And
well, Tom's asking about the Viagra, though.
Yeah, don't take Viagra. I don't know when you came on, but I was saying Viagra, you're not deficient in Viagra. Remember, I was talking about the endothelial damage. Erectile dysfunction comes from damage to cells, oxidative stress. And you're fixing your arteries. You're only as healthy as the quality of your arteries, right?
Exactly.
No, you are what you're absorbing. So
biochemical first.
Yeah, always. And biochemical individuality. That's why testing is so important. I test my nutrition every single year. That's right after New Year's. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing my endocrine panel and I'm doing my nutritional panel. I just posted a picture of myself in a bikini.
Yes.
You know, I'm 39 years old and I have a body that's better than most 20-year-old girls.
Yes. That's why I made that comment earlier.
Because like, the pudding. What are you doing? I'm not working out as hard as you, and I'm balancing out my mechanics, and it's just nutrition. And it's like, but you must work out every single day. I'm like, no, I'm going to start working out. I just started working out yesterday. Oh my gosh, my face.
You've been working out. That's too close, isn't it?
Yes. What'd you do? You zoom it in
because you were getting serious. So,
thanks,
yes,
Tom.
I saw that picture. So you didn't get 6-pack abs by not working out.
Yeah, I played sports.
Yes.
In high school and middle school and elementary, I played soccer, I played basketball. I mean, all the way. I was team captain. I was the point guard for my basketball team, varsity. All 5'1" of me. Little, they call me the black bullet. Psh, 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 going really fast. But that was
good.
Memory. And then as I got older and I was doing biochemistry and I just knew how to have 6-pack abs while still breastfeeding, 6 weeks after I had a baby. I've had pictures that posted on my page before that, having a baby. I'm holding a 6-week-old baby and I have 6-pack abs. And they're like, what happened?
It's because you've been taking care of yourself. You did always have
hormones. I do my weekly vitamin D shot. Yes. Vitamin D is essential for immune system. Sick people don't want to have sex.
Right.
You want to have sex with someone with SARS or COVID-19? Like, oh, come on, honey, this is the perfect time. Come on. No, you feel sexy. You don't want to have sex when you're sick. So take your vitamin D every single day, get an injection, so your immune system's protected, and then you won't get sick.
Well, Tom's talking about the biggest sex organ is the brain.
Yeah, that's why we're talking about the endocrine system, checking all of these hormones. So
Exactly. So if
endocrinology,
you
yep.
so if you've got concerns about this for yourself or for your spouse, then you can reach out to Dr. Jenny and she can help you with this. This is the point. Absolutely, 100%. Now, I'm going to maybe shift gears a tiny here. I have one of my, I love this guy. He's so good. Robert Shallow. He wrote that book, The What If Theory, and I just love his what if questions. That always makes us think. And so I wrote one. It's what if we forgive ourselves for the poor decisions that we've made? How would that create a meaningful relationship?
Mm-hmm. Read that again. I'm not seeing it. I'm trying to look on the
No,
phone.
yeah, it's my question. That's why you're not seeing it. I didn't put
Oh,
it in.
oh, I thought that was one of
I could.
the viewers asking.
Well,
I'm
let
like,
me
what are you
put it in.
doing?
I suppose. Let's go to another question in the meantime, and I'll write it in there for us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, it would appear that Christina. I'll go ahead. She put it in the comments. I'm going to bring it on up. Hang on, folks.
Oh, you get tired, so you're not in the mood because you're tired. So we got to get your energy, and we got to make sure that the sleep that you're getting, Christina, is regenerative and recuperative. And growth hormone plays a big part of that. So does melatonin. Those pathways are within the same system, anyways. So taking, because you're working so hard, right? You're probably a full-time mommy and a full-time wife and a full-time employee or employer. A good time, and that's exhausting. Being a queen bee, whew. And then you got to go home and you got to service your husband. Girl.
It's all part of a healthy relationship, is it not?
Yes. So we have to make sure that we give you the energy and the sleep that's helping you to regenerate. So you have that energy and you feel it too. And so just give me a call. I don't know where you're located or if you're in Sarasota or.
She's up in the
international.
I want to say New York, and she's reached out to us.
It's in New York. Doctors in New York, you can walk in and see someone in person, or you can call us and we do the telemedicine. So you just let us know. We'll balance out your growth hormone. We'll check HGH levels because that's important. That's hormone. It's growth hormone, the hormone of growth, and helps control insulin, IGF-1, IGF-2. So and your energy is dependent on your metabolism and insulin and thyroid.
So everybody's
hormones.
So everybody's different. And so the best way to deal with this is to get the tests so that we can determine what's going to work best for you. Or is that because, well, you're lacking this? Is that what the test will tell us? I'm lacking certain enzymes or chemicals or minerals. How does that work, Dr. Jenny?
Balancing out. You check all of these levels through saliva, a blood spot, and urine. So all of these tests, if you're going to be super comprehensive to test all of these things, it would probably cost you around $1,000. That's a deal. You have companies like Quest and LabCorp that charge $3,000, and then you can just do the kit at the house yourself. But like I said, just testing one hormone is $50. So then you add. The more comprehensive you are, that's the higher end. And there's different, like lab companies offer different levels, like, okay, let's check your thyroid and adrenal hormones, or let's look at the pituitary hormones only. Let's look at the sex hormones, progesterone, testosterone, right? Testosterone makes you want to have sex, right?
Right. Right. That's the active ingredient there that gives you the drive.
And women, go get your testosterone levels checked. Get your libido back. Go get one shot of testosterone. You can apply a cream every single day. Whew. You'll be like, Dr. Jenny, how do I turn it off? I had a customer that walked into my store begging us to turn it off. It's too much. She goes, now I know what it's like to be a man. The wind blows. And it's so cool, Stephen, to see women doing that. They're empowered,
Yes.
Feeling young, and I'm sure they're right. How many marriages are saved because people were doing it?
And this is important too, because a lot of people, are stressed right now because of the isolation. I mean, I said this morning, I think everybody started out thinking, oh, great, I get some time to be able to spend more time with my wife or my kids or my friends, if they happen to live at the house, I guess, we
Mhm.
don't want to social distancing, right? Got to be careful with that, or wear your mask, correct?
Right.
So the point is that, um, so we're all excited about this, and now everybody's at the point where it's like, oh my God, can I go to the store? I need to go do something and get away or something,
And
you
guys that
know?
are
And
taking Viagra too, I make a sublingual Viagra. Okay, the blue pill, because
yeah,
sometimes people want instant gratification, so they'll get a month's supply until all the hormones are balanced out, yada yada yada, right? Okay, why are you taking something orally, swallowing it? 45 minutes later, finally hits the brainstem, because that's what it works. That's where it is. It's all up here. Erectile function's up here. Why are you taking something when it's up here?
well,
So
thanks.
I made a sublingual Viagra.
Okay.
Underneath the tongue, men are having erections in a minute or less.
Wow, it works that quick?
Or it's like the blue pill, you got to time it. Okay, babe, what are we going to do until, something pops up?
Okay. I'm learning something here.
That's why people like me talking about sex. You got to laugh about it. Everybody
Exactly. So Frank's got a
anyway,
question.
on your page, you still got it. Gonna have to have years tonight. I'm gonna have trouble sleeping tonight. Oh, thank you, Frank. Not too many beers. Come in a detox.
Right. Exactly.
But
Testosterone for men and women.
testosterone, Tom. All my women, I mean, they're stronger. They got the muscle mass. My abs, that's from testosterone, women. There's my secret, and the cream costs like $1 a day. They're taking it. I mean, people spend $6 to $8 on a Starbucks coffee. Invest in something that's going to make you young and strong.
Exactly. So
Health
that's
is so worth it. And sexual health, I mean, that's a gift from God to be able to have sex. I
yes,
think
I think everybody wants to.
that's the best thing on the planet.
Yes, I think everybody wants to. Pretty much they do. And so if we take care of our bodies and
Hmm.
get the chemical balance in our bodies right, then boy, then you can have a great sex life. And then this isolation or this quarantine might get a little bit more enjoyable. Right?
It is. Use this as an opportunity to balance out your libido and act like you're 20 years old again. Right?
That would really save
Who
some
doesn't want
marriages.
that? Who doesn't I've never heard anybody say, I don't want any sex. I don't need it.
Well, there's a reason if they do say that, because I'm sure that some do. I mean, but there's a reason behind that. There's something happened, or there's a situation that we might have to deal with to work through. Um, we were talking earlier, or I was listening earlier about fear and about stepping past the fear.
Mhm.
Um, and so maybe there's fear involved, and that we have to step into that fear. I mean, if we want to win something new and exciting and learn and grow, boy, we have to do something that maybe takes us out of our comfort zone then, right?
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Baby steps.
So let's go
And then
back to some.
addressing the chemical response in the body. Like what is out of balance that causes a symptom called fear? Because that's what it is. And it's a
Tom is
deficiency.
Tom has got great statements, great questions. He says one may go from the Sahara Desert to the Niagara Falls when hormones are imbalanced.
Yeah. Swinging off the chandeliers. Yep.
You know,
I know 70-year-old women, 80-year-old women, clients of mine that tell me they are having better sex in their 70s than they ever did when they were younger.
and that's awesome. That's because they're seeing you, huh?
Nerve endings, right? And women have more nerve endings, believe it or not, than men. Women are more sensitive. They should be. So if those nerve endings aren't working because they're taking birth control pill, or they're taking an antipsychotic or a neuropsych medication, Adderall, Adderall is the #1 cause of erectile dysfunction. I know
didn't know that.
25-year-old boys, men. I mean, they're men now, right? Not boys.
Hmm.
That have erectile dysfunction. And then when I'm doing a consultation with them, and then they're on a drug that, boop, it shuts it off. population control.
Right. I don't want to touch that. I was trying to look at a video my dad had sent me, and it's like, oh, go check this out. It's probably conspiracy about what's going on right now, and how people don't want us to know that. Well, and people don't want us to know the truth. So I went to go look at the video on YouTube, and guess what? No video. It's like,
oh yeah, the Plandemic movie. So you can go. People can find that. I have it.
It was Pandemic, I think.
Yep, Pandemic. Yep. There was nothing to hide. Why remove that from YouTube?
I don't know.
Right?
So what we have to do is, I think we have to be creative. That's what I've always said all along here. We need to be creative now that we have these opportunities, and my hope is really that soon, things will get back to, I'll say, quote, the new normal, right?
Yep.
But enjoying. So we're talking that health and wellness is super important to having good relationships, having a good sex life, and being physically fit. And I think that
it takes a lot of energy. You're like running a marathon.
I know that I should run a marathon. To get rid of this stomach and start eating a little bit earlier, and so I need to do some things as well. Absolutely.
Always carry an apple or a banana with you. It's the best fuel.
Is it the banana? Is that what I should do?
Carry a banana.
Yeah.
I always have bananas or an apple and a little bag of nuts, like a little medley mix, because you eat every couple of hours snack.
Right, you want to kick your metabolism off, right?
Yeah.
So for
your insulin, and your insulin has to be perfect. If you let it drop, if you don't eat, and then, you're putting so much wear and tear on your mechanics. People have to start thinking about their body as a car. It really is like a car. The better you treat it, the better it runs, right?
Exactly. If we run it out of oil or we run it out of gas, it's going to die. And so that's what I decided for myself is that, I'm seeing Dr. Jenny so that she can help me take care of myself. So that I'm just going back to if I take care of myself, then I'm going to be good for everybody else around me, and so I consider it an investment in my life is what I do. And I can say that having been taking the things that I've been taking lately, I'm just feeling a lot better. I've got more energy. And gosh knows I need to have some more energy because it never seems to be enough time. So, and the days run long, but that's all good. So do we have any more questions out there, viewers? Come on, you've got to have some questions that are just
this time. I think I'm on my watch party instead of on your actual page.
Are you? You're on a watch party. So you shared it out. See, I'm not even thinking I should have started a watch party too as well. But I am streaming to multiple sites. And I'm going to go. And if you've got questions over there on that on your watch party,
I'm getting comments on my watch party.
All right. Why don't you want to address some of them?
Let me see. Love you, love it, marry me. Jenny!
Marry me.
My former boss is the best. Thank you, Danielle. Oh, I miss you. Such a pretty girl. Carlos, you're the best too. Great information, Dr. Jenny. Very interesting. So, yep, I got
awesome. We really appreciate everybody that's taking time to come and join us. And this is great fun and it's educational. And I get to learn.
Cannabis helps you with sex too. Pardon? Cannabis is huge. Cannabis. People need to develop a CBD line. I do prescription, cannabis when people come in when we're doing our individual consult, but we should create a whole entire sex line just from cannabis because cannabis is an aphrodisiac.
I want you to explain that to us about, CBD has what, 15 strains or something you said, and then versus, explain this to me so that I can learn something about your CBDs.
You want me to tell you about CBD?
Yeah.
It's a non-psychoactive cannabinoid, and cannabinoids are found in the cannabis plant. Cannabis plant is considered, should be labeled as a whole foods because of all the medicinal properties. It's a power food, just like mangoes are a power food. Dates, right? Honey. You're talking about power. It's something that is so nutritious for you. It has everything in it. And cannabis has enzymes. It has probiotics. Has amino acids, protein, vitamin C. It's got more essential fatty acids than salmon does.
You said
So,
that on the last one. It's like,
that's why it's curing cancer. That's why it's because it is such a cellular modulator. It just nourishes your cells.
it's amazing that back in the day that you would have thought, oh, marijuana, it's bad, don't do it. I mean, reefer madness back in the 30s or something like that. Do you have? I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you smoke a joint and you just go crazy, apparently. But clearly, they're showing now. It's just proven. What is it? 33 states. The last I checked, it's legal in some form in America. It's legal in Canada, recreational. It's legal in 3 states, recreational. But clearly, it's showing a lot of health benefits.
Yeah,
and
we have clinical trials to support it.
Yeah, and it's really awesome. And so you have a complete line of those products as well. And so that can just, I know. Pardon?
Tinctures, oils, gummies, honey sticks, topical creams, a makeup line, cannabis for anti-aging, increasing collagen, getting rid of hyperpigmentation, getting rid of wrinkles. Who doesn't want that?
Right, exactly. I had no
cannabis all over my face.
I had no idea that it helps with collagen. So that's
the stem cells that are in cannabis. There's so much innovation, Stephen, that's happening right now. It is unbelievable. You got it. And the medical field is an exciting field, honest to goodness. I mean, it is probably the most stressful. There's a lot of crazy people out there.
Well, what prompted you to get into the medical field, and in particular, obviously, naturopath as the natural type of alternative medicines? What prompted you to do that, Dr. Jenny?
Oh my goodness, you're putting me here on the spot.
I am.
Shave, look at you.
This is supposed to be, well, it was called Get to Know, wasn't it? No, that's on Fridays.
You're going to get to know mine. Like, ooh, into the mind. Dr. Jenny. All right. Well, it was personal. It's so personal. I mean, I was always an athlete. I was always super healthy, but, growing up in a third world country was very tough. And I didn't develop a lot of, I have genetic abnormalities from being malnourished.
Yeah.
That.
Okay.
Right. So I would get migraines all the time because of genetic, predispositions, markers that doesn't allow me to convert B12 into its bioavailable form. Like I won't pull it out of my foods because my body doesn't have the receptor sites for it. And, I would always get migraines too. And so I had to be always super. I mean, I didn't like sugar to begin with or carbohydrates, and very rarely. I mean, I have to watch everything that I drank, but as an athlete, I was drinking Gatorade. So like clockwork, as I got older, I was always getting these massive migraines, and the medications that the doctors kept giving me. I mean, I was like 23 years old, and my stomach from ulcers, from taking NSAIDs and taking pain pills just for my migraine it was so debilitating. Like someone's stabbing you in the head. Right. So that it's personal, where it's like, can't just be this. Right.
Well, I'm in school. I think it leads into this question here by Malik. It does. And it says, how do you define love? I mean, because clearly you decided to love yourself. You decided that you wanted to be healthier. And then obviously being a doctor, it's all about loving in compassion for your patients.
Yeah, well, Love, she's asking, what is love?
What is love? Well,
What is love? To me, love, I mean, I'm a Christian.
mm-hmm.
Love to me means to sacrifice. And how does one sacrifice for the other person? That's what a relationship is. The Bible is this beautiful love story. So, what is sacrifice? How would you know what sacrifice is unless you experience the ups and the downs together, right? You're struggling together. Yes. That's a sacrifice, to be inconvenienced. And now you're taking care of somebody. You're sacrificing now yourself to take care of somebody else's needs and no longer be taking care of, just focusing on yourself. Because you got to
Yes.
take care of yourself, but you're not your main focus. You're going, oh my gosh, what do you mean? How can I help you, baby?
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's love. If there's no action behind, like, oh yeah, I love you. Okay, babe, I love you too. But show me, how are you loving? Husbands, are you helping your wives with the dishes? Or does she have to say, honey, can you help me do the dishes, please? Or and they start nagging because he doesn't do it. And that ruins your love life, because now you're bickering because he's not doing this. She's not doing it. She acts like this, right? And that's,
well, I was going to say, I think
men want to help women in general, or maybe I'm just old fashioned.
I think I'm a little bit old fashioned. I think love's an action word.
Yeah.
It's a verb. It's not a noun. I said this morning, I believe what it does is if you love someone, it's about what you're doing for them. You say, and maybe this is where all of a sudden, years ago, instead of traditional relationships where dad went to work and mom stayed home and took care of the kids, it was more of that quote 50-50, where it was a real partnership, and everybody did their part equally. And so it's been evolving, but I think it's that action word. I think it's about what we do for others, is the act of love,
right.
And that's
sacrifice.
It is sacrificing, and so when
the other can't take it for granted,
right. When you sacrifice yourself for a good thing, then that's a different thing than sacrificing yourself to be abused. Okay, that's what I'm thinking here, because I sacrificed myself to be abused in the past, and it's like, oh my gosh, what were you thinking?
You want to have sex with somebody that's abusing you.
Oh goodness. Right, exactly. Well,
that's what we're talking about, sex.
That's what we are talking about, sex. We want you to have a great sex life. We want you to have an enjoyable life, and that comes with good sex, right? Obviously.
Yeah, that's great. I think we really gave the Reader's Digest version of Balance Out Your Hormones.
Yeah. Just do a recap here for us, exactly.
Yeah, have a good sex life. You have to check those hormones. You have to balance out your hormones. You have to balance out your nutrition. You have to change your diet. You have to start treating your car like you love it, right? Pretend that you have, what you are. Look at your minerals, look at your hormones, balance out all your nutrition, be active, right? You don't just exist. You have to live, and having sex means you're living. You feel alive.
Yes, I will go with I believe it to be definitely sacred and spiritual in nature, and really, yeah, when it's like that, it's a lot of fun. Absolutely. And Tom's given us some great advice. We really appreciate that. Love is a verb, he says as well. I know that it is. I certainly believe that. Okay, so we're about out of time here. We really appreciate everybody that's taking time to come and join us. We're going to kind of really be sort of carrying on this conversation come Friday a little bit. I think it's the theme this week is relationships, and certainly sex has something to do with that. We appreciate everybody that took time. If you hadn't shared this video out, please do share it on out. Share it to your friends. We can all learn something. I know that I did tonight. And we will be back. Well, I'll be back tomorrow morning, 6:30. 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for Sunrise Daybreakers. We'll be welcoming in a brand new day, and we'll be taking care of ourselves from a mind, body, soul standpoint and making a connection to nature and community. Friday, Dr. Jenny and I will be back. We'll be back for our town hall, get to know. And we have such a dynamic person coming on here. And this is Carolyn um, Olson with TIF's Initiative. You want to hear about this? This is about a way to reach out and get emergency phone numbers onto your license in case of an emergency. Please do join us for that. Um, what would be your final comments here? How can we have a better sex life?
Better sex, start with simple things, communication, touch. But remember, it's all biochemical. Take care of your body, feed your body what it's deficient in, balance out your hormones, and it's going to start naturally coming back. So activities, keeping active is so great for your sex life. Cannabis, so CBD, medicinal cannabis too. And but I think touch is also a big one. And foreplay, foreplay is huge. Foreplay all day long, and then you get right, and you have some anticipation about the end of the day. Happy ending.
We want you to have a happy ending, everybody. Have a great evening. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Dr. Jenny. This has been an awesome discussion. Everybody take care. Hey, have a wonderful evening. Happy Wednesday to you. If somebody hasn't said that to you already, just have a great evening and have great relationships. And come back and join us again. We'll be back here on next Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. Take care. I'll say good night.
Good night, everybody.
See you later.